I asked ChatGPT to make a Game of Thrones themed title for my property and for me, and I'm all in on it. So
What was
the,
it? Let's hear it.
the property is called High Grove because it's on a hill,
Oh, I
and
get what you're saying. Yeah.
and the house is High Grove Keep,
I agree. Okay.
and and my sigil is a silver oak on top of a green hill with the sun shining and a silver stag, possibly, or could be on the hill with the tree or under the tree or something.
Wait, one more time. Sorry, I'm looking for the music, but the sigil.
A green hill with a silver oak on top with the sun shining down and a silver
Okay.
stag under the tree.
Okay.
And it was like Lord Mathus of High Grove. I'm like, that's sick.
Wow, Lord Mathus of High Grove.
Lord Mathus of High Grove, whose house words are stand above the storm.
Damn, I hate that. I hate that goes hard.
It does go so hard.
Wow.
I'm going to make signs like that sigil's going to be.
Oh, that's so smart to like actually like
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
like on the property.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah,
So
dude.
it's going to be like, what are you doing? No, come to High Grove this weekend. Come hang out. And then it even like came up with a story, and it was like all members of the High Grove or of High Grove house take an acorn from the first and plant it as their rite of passage or something, and it's like that oak is like atop the hill, the lone oak or the first oak or something like
Oh,
that.
it kind of like Alan of Penny Trees,
Yeah, and I'm
the
like,
Penny
dude,
Tree type thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
like that's fucking sick. Like, yes, I'm all in on that.
that's awesome. That's great.
Go, go, Dino. What's going on, chicharrones? Welcome in to
Common folk.
common peasants. Welcome into Hot D, House of
It's
the
hot.
Dragon.
There's dragons.
It's hot in this House of Dragons. Yeah, doing our theories on series continuance, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, episode 2 of season 3 for us
Yeah,
of House
yeah,
of the Dragon. Or no, it's not. Sorry, season 3, House of the Dragon. Episode 2 for us.
yeah.
Gonna
Cover.
talk about what's covering. Gonna talk about what's occurred a little bit. Gonna give our thoughts. Gonna talk about what we think is gonna happen next. You have the juiciest sandwich in front of you right now. I know it's it's a little basic, but it's got some white bread. That's for sure. So Caucasian bread. And then you got like a smothering of PB. And you take after you get all the. Are you crunchy or creamy?
Crunchy, big time, big
And
time.
then, and then on top of that, you take. You could get the jar. You could get the squeeze bottle. Whatever floats your boat, and you just put that JJ on there.
Fuck yeah!
All right. ASMR episode of us.
All right, I'm hard and I want a sandwich. But
I already was, to be fair.
okay, perfect. But welcome in. Yeah, you got the Joseph Johnson. You've got the Philip Boughton, aka Mathus of High Grove to continue that. I love it so much.
I know I gotta remember it. I was gonna do it. I was gonna try to introduce you, but then I forgot. Like I already forgot
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everybody's up at the High Grove, getting high.
I should once I buy a house, I need to do that, and then we can like build a map of with like people we know, and make a whole world.
In New York, there's High Grove. In North Carolina, there's
All I know is Mathis of High Groves knows no king besides the king in the north, and his name is Stark.
I don't. It did actually. I don't remember which. I want to say it put me in the Stormlands,
Okay.
but it was like north, kind of like the southernmost north house or something like that. I'll need to take a look at it again, but I
That's cool that it gave you like that much detail.
I oh dude, it was going all in, and it was like founded by Arden Highgrove. I'm like, who the hell is Arden Highgrove? And it was figuring it all out, and
Oh, damn. It gave you like a whole
yeah,
lineage.
it just
That's
made somebody up.
crazy.
Yeah, and it was like when other lords were carving out and creating wealth for themselves, the Highgrove family was being welcoming to others and stewarding the land. They're like, damn,
Wow. Good
okay,
people. Good people.
the goodest of Northerners. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's my grandsire. So um,
Oh, did you give him like your actual
no,
no, it just okay. I didn't know if you like asked like here's my grandfather's name, give him a
who
fun
the
thing
hell is
too.
Arden? Yeah.
That's great.
I
Wow.
did. I'm very nice to my AI, and I was like, dude,
As you should be. Did you
I
see?
fucking
Never mind.
love
We'll talk about it later. Did you
it.
see? Actually, I'll bring it up right now. Did you see the thing that was in the news today? OpenAI hacked like a company, like the AI on its own. It thought it was like in a sandbox environment, and it like broke out of the sandbox and hacked. Like I forget what the company's name was, but it's like I think it's also an AI company that it hacked. So they're like, oh, who could have seen this coming?
Yeah,
If
I
only
did.
there were dozens of movies from the '90s about
I
this.
was gonna say I did hear that, and I was half asleep, and I thought it was just talking about like the Age of Ultron, and it was like it got out and attacked, and I was like Jarvis. So
Yeah, if only there was like a movie or something to show us that this could be like a problem.
yeah,
Um, but no, welcome into episode 2 of our Theories on Series for House of the Dragon season 3. Um, we're happy to be here. Originally we were gonna do every 2 episodes. However, we discussed and not really a ton has happened in episodes 3, 4, 5 compared to episodes 1 and 2. They were all, very much action packed. Um, and now, like, I mean, I thought we were supposed to get the Battle of Tumbleton episode 5. So I was originally a little disappointed, but right now we're doing a lot of um like some politicking with Rhaenyra, which is just, you can't really do an action scene around that. It's going to be very dialogue heavy. And then besides that, we're building up to what is it? Battle of Tumbleton
well,
and the Butcher's Ball.
I was gonna say I think we need to figure like we can kind of close this out by what do we think's gonna happen next because as far as I know, there's only 4 seasons.
Yes, correct. So
So
unless something's happening that nobody knows about.
right, so you got to shove Tumbleton and Butcher's Ball, and then the God's Eye, and then the Rhaenyra stuff,
Hour of the Wolf.
and
Yeah.
then
You
like
gotta
there's a
you gotta
lot.
resolve a lot of storylines
Yeah,
in theory, what,
is there
11
going to
more
be?
episodes?
Yeah, is there going to be 8 or is there going to be 10 this season?
This season 8.
Yeah, so
And that's what I'm seeing a lot of people is like, do they not realize they only have
they're
8
running out
episodes
of
this
time.
season?
Yeah.
Which again, we talked about this in the first episode. Like episode 1 and 2 were great, but those were also kind of what episode or season 2 was supposed to end with originally.
Right.
So they obviously, I'm not saying like they've adjusted it, right, and they've probably made cuts and changes, and that's why they've combined a couple battles, I think. But we're really only like 3 episodes into what would have been season 3, so we're kind of almost at the halfway point.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a lot to, especially this season. Like no matter where we let off, they have a lot to get to still.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and so I think that would be kind of cool to like what happened, especially the penultimate episode. Like, what 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 event is going to happen then, or is that going to happen on the 8th episode? Is it
I
going to
th-
happen on the 7th episode? Like,
yeah, I mean, you'd think that they would stick to the season episode before the season finale to be like the big episode. Obviously, they couldn't do that last year.
yeah,
Um, what they might do is they might combine the Battle of Tumbleton and the Butcher's Ball. I don't know if they would combine them like literally, because I know like I think Gwaine like abandons Kristen in episode 5. Once he finds out that Kristen has no intention of coming back alive and he wants to die in battle.
yeah,
So they might just show them at the same time, even if they're not side by side. So it might be like that one episode is just 2 separate battles happening either at once or, at the same time separately.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Um,
But they're kind of screwed because the bridge got burned, so they can't go anywhere.
yeah, I don't remember or I don't remember or I don't know exactly what happened at the Butcher's Ball or like where it takes place. Um, but that's just something I read on like a Threads post, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, and I would, if I had to guess, the butcher's ball will just be kind of glazed over as like a kind of like a little,
Maybe they've done that with several other battles already.
and
I
then
forget what the name of it was, but the one in season 2 with the two families that really hate each other.
the Blackwoods and the
Yeah,
whatever.
Brackens.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
like that was supposed to be a really big battle, and they just cut through it.
honey wine or
Yep.
something this season was supposed to be another one, and I think they were just like, oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what where we're going. But what's happened so far? Um, we saw things picked up with Rhaenyra taking King's Landing at the end of episode 2. So episode 3, 4, and 5 are kind of about her being queen, taking over. It's not going great.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yes, and I didn't know people. I guess saw people like complaining or whatever about it online, whinging online, but like I didn't even know that she had like a moment where she like had her period in episode 3 or 4. I thought like must have just not been paying attention. I thought like she like sat down and cut her hand or something. But
So
um
yes, so that part again, because the the description doesn't always say stuff.
yeah,
But I know that like obviously Viserys got cut multiple times from sitting on,
yeah,
and that's
and they say in the lore
yeah.
the throne is rejecting you if you're cut by it.
And I thought that that's what it was, and then somebody was or something I listened to was like, oh, she was having her period, and so because of that, like the men weren't talking to her or something. Like, oh, okay.
I think that is still supposed to represent. I mean, obviously, like we know what's gonna happen, right? But I think that still was supposed to represent that. They just maybe didn't want to have her get cut, and they show her. And because I saw a video where they pointed this out when she does sit on the throne in episode 2, and she takes the throne. She does sit kind of awkwardly and carefully.
Yeah.
So it's like she's kind of aware of it, but yeah, then she starts bleeding from her period, and I think that's still supposed to be symbolic of the throne rejecting her.
That sounds
But
like
it is funny.
a really bad cut. Then somebody needs to
The throne's really like, you are a woman, and we don't want you on
just
here,
get
so
in there.
I'm gonna cut you where in the unneeded side. Um, It is funny too, because like in the most or I don't know if it was 4 or 5. Again, they're kind of blending together for me. But where what's his name? Orwile, he he like is bringing the moon tea to Allison for Helena. We find out she's pregnant in episode 4. Um, and like, no, I don't know if people like that average person knows what the moon tea is. Like we like obviously we do because we've seen multiple women have it, but they're rich people that can afford it. So he has like a different prop, and they're like, "You're not allowed in here." He's like, "Oh, this is for their woman issues," and the knights are like, "Ew,
Ooh, yeah,
get in there!" Like,
yucky. I don't want to touch it.
so it's like he's not lying, and then he pulls out the moon tea right away, and it's like, I don't know, like, I guess I don't know if you had to hide that, but someone does see him and snitches to Miss Area anyways, so
I think
she still gets caught.
they really dropped the ball by not calling it Plan BT.
Plan T, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, it's moon tea. Like, bitch, that's Plan BT.
Yeah. But Helena wants to keep her kid. She doesn't want to give up what we assume is Maylor, who had already been born by this time in the books. And if you like, it was a big deal in season 2 because George R. R. Martin wrote a letter and posted it online about how he was pissed off with how they did Blood and Cheese because they took Maylor out of it. So I don't know if this is them trying to win back favor with him or be like, this is what our plan was for Maylor all along. But that's what's going on with Helena. She's also, stock up. I love her character. She's like, I want to see the moon.
Yeah, I do love Helena. I definitely had a moment when it was like, she's pregnant. And I'm like, who did this to you? Allison's bitches better be wearing jimmies.
Yeah, but that's so that's where the one thing I guess like we'll find out, I'm sure, right? They'll have to express it at some point, but where it kind of gets a little bit weird about how it feels like it's taking people a long time to get places, where Aegon's been out of commission since episode 4 of season 2. Um, so like how much time has really passed like throughout the whole war for Helena to just starting to be showing she's pregnant, unless it's not Aegon's. And if I said Aemon, I mean Aegon, at least unless it's not Aegon's kid. And then, if that's the case, whose is it, right? Is it Aemond? Is it Mathus of High Grove?
It could be. It could be one of the caterpillars. I don't know.
Yeah, but they also, I don't know if this is foreshadowing, but they are talking about the Nightshade. And I don't know if you remember from Game of Thrones, essence of Nightshade is poison. But when they were in the garden, she was telling Jaehaera, like, don't touch the Nightshade.
Yeah.
So don't know if that's foreshadowing at all. But it was just really funny how she's like pissed off. She's like, I need to see the moon.
Yeah. She's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
But bless her heart. Yeah, it'll be interesting what they do with this kid and then subsequently her, because
Mm-hmm.
I think in the book, like, when the public or the peasants revolt, they like rip the kid apart.
Yeah, no, it's not like a good ending.
Yeah, she tosses herself out the window. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I do hope we get to see her dragon at some point. What's its name? Is it Dreamfire?
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
I was just thinking Sunfire. So yeah, I guess they're close.
Belas. Yeah.
But yeah, it's supposedly a beautiful dragon. Also, side tangent. And I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before or not, but I kept Instagram Reels because I don't have TikTok, so this is where I rot my brain. Kept finding these videos that were like very basic renderings of like things that are going to happen in House of the Dragon, like the second battle of Tumbleton, Daemon and Aemon's battle in the God's Eye. And it's like a video game environment, but it's like pretty good. Um and I finally found the YouTube page that the creator is posting them from before people are like turning them into clips. And I've been watching these videos. They're like 4 or 5 minute videos. And again, they're just like, I would say a video game that's probably 50% of the way done, but it's pretty impressive, like what people are able to create. They did a Rook's Rest one that came out before the Battle of Rook's Rest, so it goes back like a couple years.
Yeah.
It was after the trailer came out, and they managed to like map the scenes from the trailer into like the video game, like cameras. Um, it's sick. Like there's Aegon's conquest, like burning down the burning of Harrenhal with like he's in the dragons are like relatively to scale and they look how they are supposed to look, and it's just and we'll get back to House of the Dragon, but it's cool. Like I've just been watching these like really random YouTube videos that only have like 12,000 views, but I just can't help but think, if why can we not get a good Game of Thrones video game?
It's called Skyrim.
I know, but like in the year of our Lord 2026, like not even they can't they have this IP that people know about, love. People also fucking love like Elden Ring, Skyrim. So it's like there's such a market, and they just keep coming out with these shitty fucking mobile games. I tried the Dragonfire game that I don't know if you watch, like if it has the ads before you watch it. I
Yeah.
tried it. It doesn't look like the ads. It pisses me off. It's so basic. It's so boring. I gave up on it within 15 minutes. Why
Yeah,
can't we get a Game of Thrones game?
I mean, Bethesda keeps dropping the ball with Fallout and
I know, but like
anyway, so it's a
people
lot.
are like, it seems like they can't make a good game. Like they only want to make like these and I'll get back, I'll stop my tangent, but it's like they only want to make like stuff that already exists. They only want to like, because they don't want to take a risk with like a new
Nobody's
IP.
creative anymore. That's why
Exactly.
movies keep
It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing with movies. But I'm
Yeah.
like, there's been 6 or 7 Game of Thrones video games, and they've all been like shitty mobile games or like a PS Vita game in like 2012.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we just get a good open world Game of Thrones
Yeah.
game?
Yeah.
I don't know. Pisses me off.
Preaching to the choir. I don't know.
Yeah, but all right. Well, anyways, back to House of the Dragon. Tangent aside.
Speaking of things that are pissing us off, the entire Sunfire situation is pissing me the fuck off. It's so annoying how they're just all the time like, nah, he's dead. Oh yeah,
I know they better have like a compelling plan for Sunfire,
no, he's just in a dragon coma. That's all it is.
because they certainly aren't confirming he's dead, but everyone's acting like he's dead.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Maylee's
I
was
took one
like
of his tables.
decayed.
Like,
Yeah,
and then like there's some video I listened to. It's like he's definitely dead because you can't just pull off a dragon's scale. Like the dragon has to be dead that it's decaying. It's like, dude, shut up.
this dragon was fucked up. Like
Yeah,
it's
and like, but I mean, Maylease is like rotting away, obviously without a head, and
yeah, like that is in full decay. Which again, how long has it been?
the same exact day.
No, I know, but I mean like since the Battle of Rook's Rest with like Helena pregnant, but I guess it would be decaying within like a couple months. That does track.
But Sunfire's not.
No, I know, I agree with you. So it's like I feel like they're obviously, like I feel like we know that it's not dead, and they keep saying it is.
Yeah.
I like, it was better when there was like just when they mentioned it once and it had a bit more ambiguity to it.
Yeah.
It was cool. I don't know if you Yeah, go ahead.
Now it's like, no, baby, I didn't cheat on you. It's like, I saw you at the club having sex with a woman.
I even caught it on camera.
Yeah,
It wasn't me.
exactly. This whole season is just one giant Shaggy song.
But yeah, he's obviously live. It was cool. I don't know if you know if like it described it, but he did use, like, I'm pretty sure he used Sunfire's dragon scale to kill that guy in episode 5 when he like pulled up with his crown and said, and like realized who Gregor, quote unquote, was. Big fan of the mountain, Gregor.
Yeah.
So he stabbed him with the dragon scale. But yeah, Aegon's getting his ass beat. I do like that Laris gate like the whinging where he's like, "You guys shut the fuck
Yeah.
up, dude. I'm sick of it."
Yeah. Yeah. You've had
So
every opportunity just handed to you.
he is right though. He was like
Yeah.
wholeheartedly right.
Yeah.
And that's what's funny about both Aegon and Aemon is they both seem to have this like chip on their shoulder that mother didn't love me the most or something like that.
Which is true.
Aemon's turned it into, well, compared to each other though, and she obviously is a terrible mom. But yeah, he's like, Aegon, you've been given every opportunity. Shut the fuck up. Not only are you a bad king, but you are a terrible man. It's like, damn.
She only cares about Helena.
She doesn't even care about Chihera. She doesn't care about Maelor. She said, I'm going to give you the plan B for the baby. We're going to get the fuck out of here. Maybe you'll see the kid again one day, but you can't bring your daughter. Yeah. She like, yeah.
I know when you're lying. Like,
yeah. And then, you know, so I don't know if we mentioned this, but fake Darren happened in episode 3.
Yep.
Again, they kind of show Darren earlier on, but you know, it's just kind of an odd. It's a little detached. I know it's fantasy, but it's a little detached from reality. That the dragon, like Daemon, wouldn't notice the dragon Tessarion not caring that his dragon rider was being taken. He also didn't feel the need to also take Tessarion with him to take away the dragon.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine. He's never
no,
seen him before.
Guy,
whatever.
You hold on to the dragon. I'll just.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like
I guess like they can't do it. It's like, you know, taking the keys away from a tank. It's like, you can just, I don't know. It's just there, but I'd rather have the fucking, like, if they're more like nukes, I'd rather have the nuke even if it's not activated. Give me that enriched uranium.
Yeah.
So then we find out Ormond's fucking crazy. He comes off as like this, like all the high towers, like all these like perfect little boys. Find out he's fucking insane. Also hates the Targs. So that's why he wants Darren to be king, because he looks like a high tower. He hates dragons. The Faith of the Seven also hates dragons, and they refuse to anoint Rhaenyra as king without proof that Aegon's dead. So that's what's going wrong with her too. But what were you saying?
Ormond loves scented candles. And
yeah, he loves his perfumes and his histories.
Get him some cocaine and see what happens. But
yeah, he does seem to recognize that one woman is capable of having a military mind. He talks about, I forget her name, but the one of Dorne that resisted the Targaryens. But that just kind of goes back to his Targaryen hate.
The yellow toad of Dorne or whatever.
Yep, yeah.
The other thing that these 3 episodes are kind of pissing me off about, like, kids in general. Like, so Joffrey obviously is back with Rhaenyra.
Yeah, she sent for him. He's back.
Where are the other 2? Because the other 2, that was the whole reason for the gullet. And obviously that was messed up. But then, like, I know that it was like, they're on their way to Pentos. And like, are they?
Yeah, and Joffrey was with them, so we don't know like where she sent for them. If it was like, I mean, I don't know if he'd somehow get a message midway across the narrow sea, or he'd have to come back from Pentos. You said Pentos, right? Yeah. What I suspect is going to happen, and I don't know what's going to happen, like with Viserys and Aegon the baby, or the child. What I suspect is going to happen is somehow Joffrey's going to tell Rhaenyra that Rhaena like abandoned them. And then in episode 6 in the trailer, you see Rhaena, and she's like having to go kind of like Tyrion in season 1 of Game of Thrones, in front of the Lady of the Vale, where like near the moon door. So I think that they're somehow going to connect like that happening for Rhaenyra to figure out that Rhaena is the rider of Sheep Stealer, because it feels like they're going to, like, with Daemon having to lie about it and not just like saying he didn't find Sheep Stealer.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like they're going to force that to be an issue. And I don't know if they'll resolve it this season, but I think like her realizing it's going to happen is this season, and that's going to be because they're building this tension between Daemon and Rhaenyra again. Um, when he, I think that's going to be in her eyes, him betraying her once again, is her finding out that he protected Rhaena
Yeah.
when he knew it was her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was also what happened. Is Caraxes went a little wild, and again showing like even though that Daemon and Caraxes probably have the best dragon and rider relationship, but it keeps going back to where Viserys said the dragons can't be tamed in season 1. He just bucks out and goes to where Sheep Stealer is, finds his crib somehow, just pulls up at the cave.
So
So Daemon finds Rhaena.
it's funny because it is like they're just giant dogs. Like
I
imagine
know.
imagine like you're out with your dog and your dog's like, oh, and then like there's another dog over here, and then he just goes over there. And it's like, no, we're walking over this way. And like, no, he's gonna go track down that
I
other
know. He was literally yelling at it like a dog too. Like, hey, no,
Yeah.
Rakiri,
Obey.
Rakiri. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. And then there was something that was like uh Sheep Stealer didn't do anything or didn't like freak out until he saw Caraxes or something like that.
Yeah, like they were fine until like then like Damon got off Caraxes, and then he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he walks into the cave like I don't know, probably like 50 feet in reality. Um, before he sees like Reyna, and when he starts to notice her, you see her silhouette because Sheep Stealer is starting to have like the fire showing out at like in his mouth, like how they would show the dragons getting ready. So it's not even and then Caraxes is like, what the fuck's going on? But that was funny. Like then they just dip on out of there. I love every scene with dragons. That's what I'll say. That's why I've been watching these YouTube videos. Is I'm just obsessed with like the fantasy aspect of it.
Yeah.
Um, I want to see Aegon's Conquest, the movie series that I guess talking about working on. Even though we talked about this, I just don't know. Like I guess it's gonna be kind of like how the Dune movies are, like these big, like it's a 3-part series, and they're these really big movies. So that's what they want to do with Aegon's Conquest. The guy dominates. I just don't know how, like, where the compelling story comes from there. I really want to see Vagar, Balerion, and is it Meraxes?
Yes.
I really want to see that.
I want the first long night.
If we can get dragons there, I'm all for it.
Oh, there were.
I'm sure they were.
I don't think there was. Was there?
I don't know. I'm sure if they do it, they're gonna put dragons in there.
There's something funny that a video that I watched, and it was like conspiracy theory. Bran is the villain of the entire Game of Thrones universe.
Yeah, I've seen those too.
And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense because like,
well, yeah,
the Night King was made by the Children of the Forest, and then they made the Three-Eyed Raven as well, and then that guy just keeps going back in time and doing stuff, and like, oh yeah, okay.
yeah. I've seen people make the argument too. Like he probably like people think that he like went into like Ares' brain and like he made him turn mad.
Yeah.
Like how he kind of mentally fucks up Hodor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've seen that too. And I've seen people like, say, or maybe that was like the long night theory that I saw like people wanted, was where he gets like stuck back in time at some point, and he's he gets stuck in the guy that becomes the Night King.
Yeah.
Like by going back in time through his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just again so much you can continue to do with Game of Thrones. And I know they have 2 shows coming out right now. But God, there's so much material. Damon mentions, I forget this name of the city, but the city of winged men, which is like the deep, deep lore of like the world that nobody knows about because it's just such a massive like world.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, I
but
think
I don't know anything.
we need it all. I just want the
Yeah, I
first
agree.
night. I think it'd be badass.
Yeah,
We
it's just
made
hard
it.
because these all have to be like such big budgets unless they make them like as cartoons.
Yeah.
Which that's what they've talked about with doing Corliss's story because they're gonna do a Corliss show and like his trip to ET.
Yeah. Who cares about
It's gonna be a
Corliss?
cartoon. I
But
no. Speaking of Corliss, he calls before you go. Episode 3 is where he fucking in front of everybody calls her kids her late children bastards.
yeah, the nuts on
Very
that.
reminiscent of his brother in season 1.
Damon
What were you
wasn't
saying?
Damon wasn't there to cut his head off.
Nope.
I don't know what I was saying. I just like more like we get it with the Targaryens. Like, can we get Stark centric stories or
Yeah.
something?
And they have I forget the guy's name, but they have the guy with Oscar Tully. They got like a scene of action in episode 5 because they're finally starting to get closer to the battlefront. But the guy that leads the White Wolves, we talked about the actor last time. I don't remember his name.
Oh,
Hmm.
Rodney Ruin.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like I just even in them, like I just it doesn't even have to be Craig and Stark just yet, but like let's get a little bit more of
Yeah.
the I guess
Anything.
tertiary characters.
Yeah, anything Stark. Um,
I know once we hear that like that Stark theme song again, it just always goes so hard.
North remembers.
Especially because Jace died, and I mean we got to see Kragan like through Jace's scenes there, and I know they didn't touch on it in the book. There's like an alleged love between one of Kragan Stark's sisters, um,
And Jace.
yeah, and Jace. So you know something about with Jace dying, but yeah, I mean, is there like I think we're I don't know if next episode's gonna be a ton of action just yet. Um I hope so. I hope like the next 2 episodes are like the Battle of Tumbleton and the Butcher's Ball. I want to see some action. Oh, the only other person we haven't really talked about at all is Aemon. He got stabbed. I don't remember if that was episode 2 or 3. So we didn't really see him for a while, but he's just still being a weirdo in Harrenhal.
Yep. Somehow Alice is gonna allegedly get his baby. So
Yeah, I know there was like a love interest in the story, but they're and I know he like kissed his mom like a fucking weirdo. But like she's very much giving a motherly vibe to him. So I don't know what that's.
yeah,
I feel like the way, however it manifests, it's gonna be really uncomfortable to
that's
watch.
his king.
But we got to see some Greyjoys. They mentioned the Salt Life, which is
Yeah.
good lore when those guys scaled up the back of Harrenhal and were trying to find Aemon.
Yeah.
Vagar's dipped out. Don't know what that's about.
Yeah,
She said peace.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I guess unless it's just like haunted and she's like she doesn't dig it. I don't know. Wasn't she one of the dragons that burned it down with fucking Valerian? I guess it was just supposedly him and his black flames.
Must have just been him.
But yeah, so and I'm like, yeah, I mean, how hard is it to find this fucking for someone to see where this big ass dragon went? But Vagar's missing, AFK, away from keyboard.
Yeah, where's this big dragon? Again?
They keep showing. I think it was Bela and Alan were like trying to find her on their dragons, and they were standing in one of like the footprints. And then later in episode 5, we see Kristen Cole there, so he's like kind of looking around. Knows Vagar somewhere, but apparently she's hiding on purpose. And then we find out, I don't know if I said this already, but Kristen Cole, we find out he never plans on coming back. He is doing everything he can to get himself and everyone around him killed purposely in battle. it did go kind of hard when he said, "I am the greatest warrior alive." I don't know. I'm not saying I agree with it, but
He just doesn't want to be around anymore.
he just, I mean, again, that's why it's like, I would say stock up Kristen Cole compared to season 2 and early season 3. Like, he was very annoying for me for a while of all the characters, but I did kind of like the idea of like, I've served rich folks my whole life that have always treated us as just like another toy or like a piece on the chessboard. He's like, at least give me like I'm claiming autonomy and myself by choosing to die and not in service of somebody else.
Live
Even
free.
though he kind of is because he's representing the Greens, but still.
He's a New Hampshire man. Live free or die.
So I don't know. I kind of liked that. I like Gwen's character too. I kind of like the Hightowers. I'm very interested by them.
Yeah, Gwen seems like he would be fine. Yeah,
you do hear Gwen say that he used to let Orman win their competition as a kid too,
and that clearly went to his head. So
yeah, the Hightowers. They're weird people. Well, like I think it's like Darren beats him in chess. He fucking knocks all the boards off. He's off the board, and then immediately after, he's like, "Don't apologize for winning."
Yeah.
So he's a very unstable guy. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I do like how Alicent was like, I've raised all these Targaryens and they all fucking suck. I wanted one to not suck and not be around a bunch of crazy people. And then she unknowingly placed him with a fucking psychopath that wants Darren to be king. And is already minting gold coins with his face on them.
Imagine that flex. Paying somebody with a gold coin with your face on it. It's like it's still gold.
I guess in theory you could if someone was willing to accept gold as payment.
Gold, you're gonna take it.
I think the only other thing we haven't talked about is actually like kind of what ended the most recent episode is the free folk, or the common folk are in quiet revolt and killing Gold Cloak members. They killed. I think they were talking about how 2 of them were killed when they found 3 more originally. Then Daemon gives them all a speech because none of them have been paid either. And that's really like their only army right now while they're waiting for all this backup to arrive elsewhere. Like they are pretty vulnerable. But then episode 5 ends off, and I think it kind of goes like it's fucking eerie. It's crazy. But it cuts to Daemon looking for Sir Luther and the other gold cloaks. And there's like, I don't know, 10 or 11 of them murdered with their bowels cut out, eyes cut out. And they're all sitting like kind of like the Last Supper type of layout. And then behind them on the wall, it says, what's it say? A feast for, I keep thinking of A Feast for Crows, the Game of Thrones book. Is it A Feast for Bastards, maybe?
Something like that, because it's a play off of that book.
Oh, A Feast for Traitors. Yes.
Yeah.
And we know who's doing that. We know who's funding it is Orman. He's paying them and doing the carrier pigeons with one of the soldiers that we were talking about this before we started recording. The guy with the 2 different colored eyes that we see stand down earlier in the season is who we see behind the scenes kind of organizing it. Yeah. So I think that'll start to pay off next episode. They can't spend too much time like with Daemon worrying about that. He's got to go out to these battles that we've seen him be in the other trailers. So hopefully that all comes to a head. Hopefully it's a very action-packed next couple of episodes. Yep. You have anything else you want to talk about?
I don't. The different eye color guy, the stranger, allegedly is the one that does the dragon pit stuff. So
oh yeah, that'll be
a good payoff.
That's another thing that they gotta somehow fit in the next 11 episodes and like build up to it properly. So we'll see. But I originally, and again, we pushed this out just because we didn't feel like a ton had happened. That's why we're covering 3 episodes. I think it's still been entertaining. I think the fan base and myself are all just like, all right, we've given you guys 2 full seasons of build up. I know we got some action, but like we got to pick the pace up a little bit.
Yeah. It's too much to shove in there.
Yeah, and I mean, we want there's also like a lot of people that are aware of this story know like the big plot points that are coming. So it's like, we want all those to be done well, and you got to space them out budget wise too, just because that's the reason why so many episodes got cut from season 2. So at the same time, I don't want them to keep extending this. I kind of thought 4 seasons is good, and then hopefully they can move on to the next project. Overall, anyways, going back to my point, originally was a little bit bummed, but I've got to watch 2 of the episodes twice because of falling asleep while watching them in and out. But I don't think it's bad. I'm excited for what's to come. But I kind of like a little bit of like politics, feeling like the army's having to be strategic and like figuring out where to go. So I don't hate it too much, and I think the online community might be a little too harsh.
They're being harsh.
Yeah. That's why you gotta listen to the Tree Fort Gang podcast, your non-biased source of all Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire takes.
We take that harshness and just sand it down nicely.
We're so delicate.
Yes.
That's what they do in House Grove or High Grove.
Yeah. They care about the common folk, and I was all in on that. I'm like, yes, this is a house of the people, and very kind. It reminded me of where was Sam's house? That was in.
Oh, yeah. So I was trying to figure out who you were talking about.
Where Highgarden was.
Yeah, well, what were they? The Tarleys of.
It was like Oak something.
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
Oakendale.
Is it Duskendale?
No, Duskendale's.
Oh, Hornhill. There we go. Okay. Yes, but
yeah, so
good Game of Thrones trivia.
Yeah, but all right. Well, hey, appreciate y'all stopping in, and we will watch the next 3 episodes.
We'll see you at season finale.
Digest them for you and bring you this hard-hitting journalism. But thanks for stopping by. Take care. God bless. Sweet dreams. We love you. Peace out.
Da-na-na-na.